She doesn't need to know that we're Power Rangers.
She needs to know that Rita Repulsa killed her mom.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be looking at the grimmest, most disturbing, and borderline traumatic scenes in Power Rangers. As much as we love the comics, we'll only be focusing on the TV series and movies. Since these moments can get very story-heavy, expect spoilers ahead.
Zayto! Zayto!
Number 30. The Thunder Zords are destroyed. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The loss of any technology can be pretty depressing, though losing all of the Thunder Zords has to be hitting a new low.
Everybody get out!
As the Rangers get in their iconic robots and do battle against Rito, they eventually get overpowered and are demorphed. With the bad guys giving the advantage, the Thunder Zords are demolished. While the fights are known to be campy, the Thunder Zords losing their limbs as explosions occur all around them is a grisly sight for the Rangers. It doesn't just leave them powerless and without their biggest weapons, it also leaves them visibly shaken. Yeah, kind of a bummer. Number 29. Dr. Fericks is blown up by Ransik. Power Rangers Time Force. It shouldn't be too hard to see how losing all of your humanity can be deeply tragic. For Dr. Louis Ferricks, he once had a normal life, but that all changed when he became Frax.
I transformed myself into one of the stupid robots you so despise.
As the vengeful cyborg, he'd ally with the villain Ransik, but he'd secretly harbor hatred for him. It makes sense since the big bad was the one who blew up the doctor's lab and set him on his path in the first place. He'd take measures against him later by destroying the serum Ransik needs to live, and while that revenge was a good start, it'd take a lot to right the wrongs that happened.
That was the last vial.
Number 28. Billy Drowns. Power Rangers. From the opening scene, it was obvious that the 2017 Power Rangers movie would be the darkest live-action Power Rangers movie yet.
Reshenu. Alpha. Yengsu. Naksprintaku. Shenai Unpunka.
It was packed with mature themes and saw the heroes dealing with more realistic and hard-hitting problems. The bleakest moment came when Rita tied up all the Rangers. She threatens to kill them if they don't tell her where the precious Zeo crystal is. To protect his friends, Blue Ranger Billy gives up the crystal's location. Rita thanks him by letting him drown.
Zordon would lose all respect for me if I don't kill you. At least one of you. What?
His friends are forced to carry him back to the base while they're still mourning. Although Billy gets a second chance at life, the scene of his death is an image we can't get out of our heads.
Did I die?
Yes.
No. A little bit. You guys brought me back to life.
Number 27. Deker's defeat. Power Rangers Super Samurai. When you look at the facts, Deker's whole life is dark on its own. He was cursed as a half-human / half-Nylok with no memory of his former life. All Deker had was an insatiable need to find a worthy opponent to break his curse.
I knew we had something in common the moment I met you. Hiding that secret made you twisted like me.
We have nothing in common.
Maybe you don't think so, but I can see in your eyes the same need to fight, the need to prove yourself worthy.
After 2 seasons of build-up, he finally gets his ultimate duel against Red Ranger Jaden. Despite how exhausted both warriors get, Deker refuses to quit. He keeps going even when he's too tired to lift his sword. Although Jaden doesn't want to strike the final blow, Deker still keeps trying to provoke his opponent. When Blue Ranger Kevin strikes the villain down, he happily embraces the end in a truly grim scene.
At last. I'm free.
Number 26. Mesagog nearly kills Trent. Power Rangers, Dino Thunder. The villainous dinosaur humanoid Mesagog is one scary foe. A particularly scary moment of his is when he captures the white Dino Ranger, Trent Mercer. In captivity, Mesagog attempts to kill Trent.
You cannot be trusted, and therefore must be eliminated.
No!
It's certainly a bleak moment, but what makes it even more messed up is that Mesagog is the monstrous form of Anton Mercer, Trent's dad.
It's me, Trent. I'm your son.
While Anton is able to get back in control and save him, the danger that he put his son into is still horrifying regardless. It's going to take a lot of therapy to repair this father-son bond.
You have to get out of here.
No, I can help.
No! Find a way to stop this. But until I do, I want you to go and use your powers for something good.
Number 25. Karone is kidnapped. Power Rangers in space. When playing with her brother Andros on their home planet KO-35, Karone is eventually captured by the villainous Darkonda. It shouldn't be too hard to see how being snatched from your home as a child can be a frightening experience.
Shouldn't have let her go back there.
But what's worse is she's then sent to an entirely new planet where she's trained by Ecliptor to become a warrior.
What did they do to you?
The same as will be done to you, my princess.
Unfortunately, this wouldn't be the last time she's exploited either. In part 2 of Dark Scepter's Revenge from Power Rangers in Space, she gets completely brainwashed by Ecliptor. In essence, her entire childhood is robbed just so she could become a weapon for sinister people. Her tragic backstory shows that there's some truly evil lengths that people will go to achieve their goals.
Ecliptor, get them.
Number 24. Gem and Gemma get deleted. Power Rangers RPM. Dying is a seriously tough thing to deal with, and it's plenty dark on its own. But what if you weren't just struck down, but straight up deleted out of existence? Both Gem and Gemma would have those fates in RPM when they were hit by the full force of the deadly Vengeance virus.
Gemma!
No, what did you do?
As their costumes disappear, they slowly fade out of reality as their teammates watch on in terror.
Never give up.
It's incredibly bleak, just to say the least, and with so many similarly dark moments, it's easy to see why many consider RPM to be one of the darkest Power Ranger shows.
The tide is turning.
Number 23. The Rangers nearly give up their humanity. Power Rangers Samurai. Desperate times can often lead to desperate choices. When the spirit of Yellow Ranger Emily is trapped in the Netherworld, the Rangers have to figure out how to rescue their partner.
What do we do now?
Oh no, poor Emily.
But the only way to cross into the hellish dimension is giving up your humanity. Once you do that, you turn into a netherworld demon called a Nylok.
Simply trade your human existence to become a Nylok.
So understandably, this is a pretty difficult choice to make. Eventually, Gold Ranger Antonio is able to come up with a counter solution, but if he didn't, then the Rangers likely would have gone through with the first option. While it's a noble choice, trading your soul to forever become a monster is nothing if not mortifying.
We're a team. We'll all go.
Wait, stop!
Number 22. Carnosaur alters memories. Power Rangers Jungle Fury. The memories of our past are things that we hold sacred because they remind us of who we are, so it's pretty important that they don't get messed up. But as Jarrett starts training under the tutelage of the evil Carnosaur, it becomes pretty clear that he's being manipulated.
We will visit your past and erase your humanity.
He gets sent into the inner depths of his mind, and when he does, several core memories become corrupted. This isn't just a gross misuse of Carnosaur's disturbing power, but also a step towards essentially brainwashing Jared by twisting his memories and changing the outcomes.
Give me that! Yes, feel Feel the darkness take over.
Though Jared later became an ally to the Rangers, he could have gone down a darker path if Carnosaur's plans worked.
It did now.
Number 21. Captain Mitchell's deal with Diabolico. Power Rangers, Lightspeed Rescue. What lengths would you go to save your family? And do any of them involve making a deal with the devil? That was the decision Captain Mitchell had to make when his son Ryan's life was in danger. The villainous demon Diabolico offered to save Ryan, but only because he had nefarious plans for him.
I can help you.
Go away!
But if I save his life, he belongs to me.
The decision is obviously pretty dark and only made worse considering the captain had just seconds to make it. But if that weren't all, being abandoned was also the event that would cause Ryan to resent his father as he grew up. Oh, and yeah, having to deal with a villain like Diabolico also ups the creep factor.
You will not see your son again until his 20th birthday.
Number 20. The end of the Green Ranger, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It turns out that Rita doesn't like it when her evil Green Rangers abandon her. When Tommy turns on her, she conjures up a magic candle that steals Tommy's powers as it burns.
Why am I here?
It's simple. If you serve Rita, you can keep your powers. If not, you'll lose them when the candle burns out.
What candle?
The green candle.
When Jason goes to retrieve the candle, he is forced to make a difficult decision that would haunt him.
Come on.
You gave up too easily.
An intense battle on Earth ends up endangering Tommy's life. In order to save his teammate, Jason abandons hopes of getting the candle back and lets Tommy's Green Ranger powers fade away.
It was great being a Ranger, Zordon. You'll always be with me. I'm sorry, Tommy. We tried to get the candle. You did what you had to do. My powers are with you now. Use them to defeat Rita. You can count on it, man.
For a famously lighthearted and goofy season, this was a surprisingly grim moment that highlights that not every decision we make will be easy. Number 19. A terrifying rescue mission. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. When Terra Venture receives a distress beacon, Mike and Leo lead a team of GSA soldiers on a rescue mission inside an unknown spacecraft.
Thanks for coming. I feel a lot better with you along.
Wouldn't miss it. Just watch my back.
The mission quickly becomes something out of a horror film. Although the ship is dark, covered in webs, and the only parts of the ship's crew left are gooey remains, the heroes aren't alone. They find themselves being hunted by a vicious and lightning-fast alien monster that picks them off one at a time.
He got Jasper!
What got Jasper?
Something! He came out of the shadows, sir! Grabbed him and then they were both gone!
A rescue mission quickly becomes a fight to make it out alive. Thankfully, everyone survives in the end. But the tense, foreboding atmosphere makes this one of the scariest episodes of the whole Power Rangers series. Number 18. Did Something Happen to Me? Power Rangers Operation Overdrive. Throughout Operation Overdrive, there are subtle hints that Mac might be more than meets the eye. Eventually, the truth is found out in one of the biggest plot twists of the series. It's revealed that Mac is actually an android Dr. Hartford designed.
You're an android. I created you.
That's impossible.
He was built only 2 years prior to the events of the series. To sell the ruse, Mac was given false memories of a childhood that never happened.
I wanted you to be like every other kid.
I'm not! I'm a machine!
Suffice it to say, Mac is an emotional mess when all these truths are revealed. Learning that everything he ever believed about his life was all a lie was pretty dark. And if that wasn't disturbing enough for you, there's a lovely shot of Mac's detached cyborg head to seal the deal.
Did something happen to me?
Yeah.
Number 17. Zayto sacrifices himself. Power Rangers, Dino Fury. In the high-stakes finale to Dino Fury Season 2, the Red Ranger Zayto decides to take one for the team in order to ensure the survival of the other Rangers and the world. His grim decision to sacrifice himself to destroy the Nemesis Beast is an emotional moment, just to say the least. Zayto's ultimate sacrifice is a scene that tugs at the heartstrings, as the Red Ranger is seemingly no more.
He's gone. I know.
While he would come back from the dead, his reunion with his friends wouldn't last forever. Either way though, Zayto's death marks a pivotal moment in the series, and a major change to the status quo for the team.
Your mission is complete, Rangers.
No! Not without Zayto!
Number 16. Lord Zedd's Twisted Demands. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You know you've hit rock bottom when you're forced to negotiate with the devil. Pink Ranger Kimberly was once held hostage.
There's gotta be something we can do, Zordon. We can't lose Kimberly. I can't lose her.
With her life force fading away, the Rangers are left with no choice but to allow Lord Zedd into the command center to make a deal. Zedd's demands are simple and wicked. The Rangers must either serve him and pilot his evil Zords, or risk letting one of their own perish.
You agree to pilot my new fleet of Zords and do all my evil bidding, or you can refuse my offer, in which case we can all sit around and have a jolly time watching the Pink Ranger race away.
This situation is grim enough with the original Pink Ranger's life on the line, but seeing the villain sit smugly in the Ranger's sacred sanctuary with all the cards in his favor is just bone-chilling. Number 15. The truth behind Cole's parents. Power Rangers Wild Force. For all his life, Cole desperately wanted to know what became of his parents. Tragically, what he finds is not good news.
Cole! I'll be destroyed soon. Just like your parents!
What?
His parents were once close with a human named Dr. Adler. However, the medical professional became bitterly jealous of their love. After turning himself into a monster, Master Org put an end to his suffering by making them suffer the ultimate price.
I will have my revenge! I was no longer a weak human being.
You did it. You took the seeds, didn't you?
I became Master Org.
Cole's parents were good people who were dedicated to protecting the Earth. Unfortunately, their lives were cut short because someone they dared to call a friend let his bitterness consume him. It's a heavy storyline that made Cole's fight against evil feel a lot more painful and personal. Number 14. Krueger loses everything. Power Rangers SPD. The realization that you're the sole survivor of a conflict can be a lot to handle. Unfortunately, Commander Krueger knows all too well what that's like. The evil Emperor Grum once invaded the commander's homeworld, Sirius.
Though our men fought valiantly, we were no match for the endless army of Trubians.
Victory is mine!
Although Krueger tried his best to lead the charge and fight against the invaders, he lost. He was overpowered, his wife was taken, and his planet was conquered. Krueger was left thinking that he was the very last of his kind. That dreaded day haunted Krueger so much that he vowed never to pick up his sword again. But when a shadow of his past comes back to finish him off, he faces his inner demons and fights again. Number 13. Dayu's Dark Deal with Serrator. Power Rangers Samurai. While Nilox thrive on human fear and misery, Dayu is arguably more miserable than anyone on Earth. Once upon a time, she was a human that was married to Deker, but her love was fatally wounded in a house fire. Dayu was so desperate to save him that she made a deal with the Nilox King Serrator.
I can save him for a price.
Please.
Simply trade your humanity for an eternity in the netherworld.
After agreeing to trade her humanity so that Deker may live, she realizes that she agreed to a terrible deal. Zayto made Deker half Nylok with no memory of his humanity or Dayu.
He shall live, but as a cursed half human and half Nylok, with no memory of you.
What? No! You tricked me!
Additionally, he has an unquenchable thirst for combat. Dayu, on the other hand, remembers everything. She's forced to live with the pain of losing everything she once held dear. Number 12. The End of the Wild Zords. Power Rangers Wild Force. During the season finale of Wild Force, it seemed like all the Orgs had finally been destroyed. Unfortunately, Master Org was alive, recently reached his full power, and had begun his final takeover of Earth.
Hello, Rangers. Remember me? It is I, Master Org. It is so good to see you again.
He decides to kick off his conquest by destroying the Animarium. Although the Wild Zords fight valiantly, it's not enough. One by one, Master Org effortlessly slices them into extinction.
Falcon Sword, watch out!
He's destroying the Wild Zords!
The end of the Zords means that the Rangers no longer have any powers or hope of protecting the world from Master Org's terror. Seeing these sentient animal fighters fall in battle right before the Rangers' eyes made for a disturbing scene.
Your Wild Zords are finally extinct, and soon you and the whole human race will be gone as well!
Number 11. Imperious' Dark Wish. Power Rangers Mystic Force. The Mystic Force Rangers learn the hard way that they should never stop appreciating what they have. After winning their fair share of matchups, they become overly dependent on using their magic and keep looking for mystical shortcuts. Sadly, their laziness costs them dearly when the vile Imperious takes advantage of their powers to make an evil wish.
I grant you one wish. Oh, I'm gonna regret this.
I wish there were never Mystic Force Power Rangers!
No!
The villain changes reality so that the Power Rangers never came to their hometown of Briarwood. As a result, all the good magic and color is sucked away. The city is left at the mercy of the darkness. Worst of all, our heroes are powerless. All they have is the memories of their old lives and the knowledge they caused all this by taking their magic for granted.
Well, it has to be perfect. Big, but not too big. And I want a cake.
Number 10. Alex is struck down. Power Rangers Time Force. Time Force is undeniably one of the most mature seasons of the show. It cemented its role as a serious series from day one. At the very beginning of the series, Alex was the original Red Time Force Ranger and Pink Ranger Jen's fiancé. He's tasked with bringing in the mutant warlord Ransik. In the season premiere, the two clash, but Ransik comes out on top and viciously strikes Alex in the back. He lies in his fiancé's arms and entrusts her to finish the mission he would never get to complete. For longtime fans, the sight of a Red Ranger dying was incredibly intense and depressing. While Alex would eventually come back due to time travel, his relationship with Jen was never the same.
Alex?
Unbelievable. You look just like me.
You're alive!
Number 9. Murloc Toys with Sky. Power Rangers SPD. Murloc is essentially treated like the Hannibal Lecter of the Power Rangers franchise. Since he has the ability to travel through reflective surfaces, he's kept locked away in a remote facility. But Murloc gets a visitor when Blue Ranger Sky needs information on a fugitive.
A visitor? What a rare treat.
This isn't a social visit. I'm here on official SPD business. I want to ask you some questions.
The villain agrees to give up vital info if the hero recounts his saddest memory. Reluctantly, Sky tells the story of how his Red Ranger father didn't come home alive one day.
And fought until the bitter end. It was his last battle. I never saw him again.
Once the hero sheds a single tear, Murloc escapes his cell through the tear's reflection. What makes this scene worse in hindsight is the fact that the villain slayed Sky's father. Murloc literally capitalized on the pain he caused to escape and hurt even more people. Number 8. Trakeena goes too far. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. After gaining more power, the big bad Trakeena completely snaps and orchestrates a ruthless attack on the peaceful city of Terra Venture.
Welcome back, Terra Venture.
Not only does she directly assault the colony with her ship, but she attaches bombs to her Stingwingers to blow up anything they come in contact with. They go on to destroy or seriously damage both structures and Megazords.
Oh no!
The Megazords! They've been destroyed!
Now nothing can stop them.
Even her loyal general Villamax is disgusted by her carelessness. What makes this invasion even more horrifying is how closely it parallels other real-world tragedies. Scenes like this show that there are villains that will go to truly disturbing lengths to beat the Rangers. Number 7. Ransik's Hatred. Power Rangers Time Force. Despite being a kids show, Time Force was not afraid to tackle heavy subjects like prejudice. The audience eventually learns that hatred is why the main villain Ransik became a criminal. As it turns out, he was born as a mutant due to a random accident.
And as the world above dreamed of perfect DNA, their nightmare, a mutant, was born.
Society rejected Ransik solely because he looked different. Since he couldn't bear to live in a world that wouldn't accept him, he decides to raise an army of his own kind to make humans suffer for rejecting him.
I gathered every other wretched creature and formed an army of criminals that terrorize the city.
The villains of this season only exist because society wasn't willing to give them a chance. While Power Ranger Big Bads don't always get extensive backstories, we definitely understood why Ransik was so evil. Number 6. Trini's Death. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Once and Always. Following the tragic real-life passing of Yellow Ranger actress Thuy Trang, the Mighty Morphin 30th Anniversary Special finally addresses the fate of her character Trini. Shockingly, a robotic version of Rita Repulsa strikes her down with an energy blast in battle. It's not the first time a Ranger has ever died in a fight, but it is the first time that we ever see this Rita ever kill one on screen.
Goodbye, Trini Kwan. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the Dark Dimension planning my revenge!
In fact, the special is also the first time Mighty Morphin even uses the word kill. Trini's death doesn't just seal the character's fate, but also shows how Repulsa goes down a much more lethal path. All in all, it's a moment that undeniably shifts this franchise into a much darker direction. Number 5. The Power Rangers lose their base. Power Rangers Turbo. When the good mentors are away, the devious Divatox orders her troops to attack the power chamber.
You really want to know when we attack? We attack.
No!
Attack!
The Rangers attempt to fight back against the continuous forces. Unfortunately, they're grossly outnumbered. In the end, the unthinkable happens when Divatox blows up the power chamber. The Rangers thankfully survive the tremendous explosion.
Bye-bye, Ranger.
However, that doesn't make the whole sequence any less intense. And it's painful to see the normally bright and majestic power chamber darkened and being torn apart bit by bit. Up to this point, Divatox wasn't a very effective villain, but her destruction of the power chamber cemented her place in franchise evil history. Number 4. Magna Defender's Past. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. The Galaxy Rangers weren't fond of the Magna Defender's lone warrior attitude, but can you blame him after everything he's endured?
I'll never forgive Scorpius for what he did to you, Zika, or for what he did to our planet.
Years ago, he was a gallant, benevolent warrior and a father, but one fateful encounter with the evil Scorpius ruined his life. During the battle, Magna Defender's son rushed in to protect his father, but Scorpius snuffs the young soul right out in front of his father's eyes.
Zika! Zika, please! No! Get up!
Since that horrible day, the Magna Defender strayed from his righteous path and became a vengeful, bitter warrior determined to make Scorpius pay. While he could have been a better team player, it's understandable that he'd be so cold after losing so much. Number 3. Kendrix's Sacrifice. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. No matter how much time has passed since the original Pink Galaxy Ranger Kendrix's demise, it never gets less tragic. During a tense battle, the heinous Psycho Pink unleashes a deadly storm that threatens to wipe out Cassie and all of Terra Venture. Kendrix rushes in and silences the storm. Unfortunately, her heroic deed comes at the cost of her life.
I'm okay. I'll always be here.
Behind the scenes, this decision was made because actress Valerie Vernon, who played the Ranger, was undergoing treatment for leukemia. It was great to hear that she recovered in real life and was able to return to the show.
I knew you'd make it here. Kendrix! You don't know how many times I wished you'd come back. I missed you.
But until Vernon recovered, her character's death served as a bleak dose of reality that not everyone comes back from a battle alive. Number 2. Zordon's Death. Power Rangers in Space. During the season finale of In Space, the struggle between good and evil escalated to an all-out war throughout the universe. All the forces of good were left struggling to survive. Longtime Ranger mentor Zordon says the universe can be saved if his energy tube is shattered.
Only the good energy from my tube can destroy the forces of evil.
But Zordon, what's going to happen to you?
I will be gone, but my spirit will forever live in all that is good.
Unfortunately, the only person around to do it is the Red Ranger Andros. After agonizing over what needs to be done, the hero agrees to take Zordon out. A reluctant blow from Andros marks the end of an era. Not only did Zordon help many young adults become heroic warriors, but the fans at home spent 6 seasons with him. Unlike most Ranger deaths, Zordon's demise was permanent. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Dr. K unintentionally starts an apocalypse. Power Rangers RPM. Since RPM is set in a world where a sentient computer virus was responsible for eliminating most of the human population, this season's mere existence is pretty dark.
I am Fericks. Your world is now my world, and your time is now over.
But nothing could have prepared fans for the reveal of how the world got this way. Power Ranger mentor Dr. K reveals that she was a child prodigy forced to remain inside for most of her formative years.
Can I go outside?
Outside? Sorry, honey. You're still very, very allergic to the sun.
Maybe next year. Now don't forget to make your birthday wish.
You do have a wish, don't you?
In an attempt to escape the agency that had imprisoned her, she created a virus to disrupt their system. But when Dr. K's plans are interrupted, her creation escapes out into the world.
You have to let me install the firewall to stop it! Our vengeance will spread beyond Alphabet Soup! No! I just wanted to go outside! No! Please! It could infect the entire world!
She has to live with the knowledge that many lives, including the loved ones of some of her Rangers, were lost because she wanted freedom. Is there a Dark Power Rangers moment we missed? Let us know in the comments.
You're making a mistake!
Goodbye, White Ranger.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.